Captain JJB84, another unscripted rant, like everything, but I'm not eating this time in my videos. Quick rant on Confused Matthew. Now, currently, Confused Matthew is reviewing The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, that's not one of my favorite films of all time, but it's definitely one of my favorite Christmas films of all time. And I think it's a great film. Now, of course, he doesn't think that. He thinks, oh, it's uncharacterized. The songs aren't very good. It's just all over the place and lack of character development. Now, I'm not saying he's wrong. This isn't like a video saying that, oh, I think you're wrong because of this, this, this. No. So this is not the video. That's not that video. You'll probably find something like that later. This is a video just regarding Confused Matthew as a whole, more of what he represents as to what he is, if that makes any sense. What he represents. The thing with Confused Matthew that I don't like about him is that, to some extent, like, he's said this before, he said, like, pretty much, it almost seems like I can't enjoy the films that he reviews, because he reviews some big films. You know, he's hammered down The Avengers, he's hammered down The Dark Knight Rises, he's hammered down The Lion King, he's hammered down 2001: A Space Odyssey, considered to be one of the greatest, most influential films of all time. Now, while I like it, I don't think it's a very good movie. You know, it's a lack of character and lack of story. But there are a million other problems with that film. It does look very nice, though, and lovely music. But he said in his, he did an interview saying that he's arguing a very strong opinion, but, like, you don't have to agree with him. Like, if you like a film, go like it. Go crazy. If it, you know, but he did say, I think he said one time, I think it was in, he was talking about Terry Gilliam. He was saying that I sometimes wonder how people like stuff like this, even after they've seen my stuff. Because that's just because that's one of the things with Confused Matthew. Yes, he is arguing a very strong point. Like, I could never win an argument with this guy, probably. I'm a terrible debater and everything. I just thought of a really stupid joke. I'll tell you later. But now that he's reviewing films but he reviews films with such a fine-tooth comb that, you know, sometimes, you know, well, sometimes the problems most of the times the problems are fairly obvious. But I guess we're just too caught up in the spectacle of a film. I don't know. But because he reviews it with such a fine-tooth comb and just really just nitpicks to death a movie, to some extent, it's hard to enjoy a movie at times. Like, when I'm going to watch his Nightmare Before Christmas review, but after I finish that, I'm never going to see that film, like, in the same way I ever did. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, there's that problem, and oh yeah, the songs in that one aren't very good, and oh wait, there's that problem too. Which, I'm not saying he should stop. No, I think he should continue till there's no films left in the world to review. Okay, maybe that's a bit pushing it, but but that's really just the point I'm trying to make here, is that with what Confused Matthew does, it almost just it seems like I can't, and it's like it just puts a new perspective, really. Which I would say he's trying to do that. I don't know, like he's doing what he does because that's what he likes to do, and well, he gets money off of it. Does he? Like, yeah, I think he said he made money off of Blip TV. So, but it's what he does, and people like him for that. I like him for what he does. He's incredibly smart, but what was I about to say? But I guess sort of the opposite can be said at times, because he I mean, his favorite movie reviews. Now, he actually talked about this, saying he was probably going to get heat for this, saying that he was talking, like, now, to be fair, I actually like pretty much every film on his favorite movie list. Actually, I'm not going to argue that point. I was going to say, well, what if people just disagree with you altogether? What if they think, like something out of Moulin Rouge? Now, he kind of talked about this, saying that, you know, Moulin Rouge is too high energy, and not everyone's going to like that. And he said, well, that's a perfectly good criticism. I think he said that in his big interview, those, like, 2-hour interviews. But if Confused Matthew ever watches this, you're probably just going to be like, you might say, like, oh, you're probably not arguing much, or you're all over the place. Everything's just unscripted, buddy. Is the name actually Matthew? I don't know. But the last point being is that just because he has such an effect on, well, the way, like, I guess, the way I see films at times. Like, sometimes I watch a film and then I think to myself, what would Matthew say about this? That might sound really weird, but I think that's a good thing in a sense. Like, his harsh his harsh screenplay analyzing has really rubbed off onto me, which I guess is good. I mean, I could, analyze stuff more often than just being like, it's great, it's great, it's great. um, it's great, because it's great, you see? Ow. Just hurt my neck. But that's all I really have to say at this point. Like, it leaves such a... It's hard to enjoy the films he reviews, even like... Well, that's the point of it. His reviews saying, why do people like this? Why did this get the green light? Like, it just has just as many problems as, like, every other bad film out there or something. But, I don't know. Maybe it's just because he reviews such, like, great films sometimes. Not saying all the films, like... He reviewed Knowing, and I thought that was questionable, really. I mean... He also reviewed Transformers, which I thought, well, people liked it, but people weren't like saying, oh, it's a cinematic masterpiece of work. Even though he said he did like it, he liked the effects. Even though, come on, it's Transformers! What are you going to make a movie out of that for? But he also reviewed Knowing, which, that's one of my favorite reviews by him. Just going to say that, because... just him blasting Nicolas Cage is hilarious. And going like, stop preaching at me. Okay. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But I think he is like, I think he's great at what he does. So, like, really, I don't know if there is any point to this anymore. I'm trying to make a point, but I just can't articulate it. So, bottom line, Matthew, is that I like what you do. You leave such like a dark impression on me. It's just, I don't know what to do. It's just, now I can't enjoy The Nightmare Before Christmas anymore. I'm not saying stop, and you're probably just going to be like, well, don't watch my videos, but I want to watch it. That's what I like about it, is that there's just this, like, unnerving thing. It's just, I have to watch this, because I want to know just exactly what's wrong with it, so then I can look at it a bit differently, I guess. Now, there are things I do disagree with that in his review, but I'm not going to get into that. Nor will I say what they are, for that is a mystery. How did Bane say it? That is a mystery! But apart from that, I have nothing else to say. So, the bottom line is, he leaves such an impression on me, I just don't know what to do. It's hard to enjoy the films he reviews. I can't look at The Lion King the same, like... I can't look at The Departed the same. What else can't I look at the same? Back to the Future Part 2. A few other films as well. But I don't necessarily agree or disagree with him at times. I do agree with him on a lot of things. But I won't get into what. So this has been unscripted, unorthodox, and convoluted the fuck out of anything, I guess. So that even makes much grammatical sense. So, Confused Matthew, great job on what you're doing. That's a thumb, by the way. It looks awfully suggestive, if you know what I mean. Look at me, I'm making thumb penis humor. Don't know what else to say, Matthew. I think you just do it. This is not like, don't like make it, if you want to make a response to this, I don't really care. But you probably won't. Like, this is not like an attack on you. This is not saying you're doing a bad job or you should start. This is like, this is just me saying, like, the effect you've had on me, which is good. Well, it can be conceived as good. Now I can't enjoy The Nightmare Before Christmas anymore, or a few of the other films you've watched that I've reviewed. But thank you for what you've done. So I guess this is just a big thank you video, I guess, despite it all being unorthodox or all over the place. The fact that I'm self-aware that it's all over the place must mean something, I think. But apart from that, I have nothing else to say, so just good job, and I shall continue watching your reviews until you die. Alright, that's awfully grim, don't you think? I really don't know. Is that grim? I'm such an idiot. So, thank you, Matthew, and I'll see you later.